Adam Gugino, Fernando Valencia. Good morning. What's happening?
Good morning. Good morning. That song makes me want to make gray my favorite color for sure. It definitely is one of my favorites, all-time favorites. Thank you, Paul, for suggesting it.
Yes, and Adam, we did hear you jamming and singing at the beginning, so your vocals are certainly improving. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think I was getting muted though by the team, so I couldn't have been that good.
All right, so we have the sales sorceress in the building, team.
I am here.
Good morning, sales sorceress.
Good morning.
Happy Ecosystem Merger and Mastery Monday, Bella and Verita.
Good morning. Happy Mastery Monday.
Awesome. So listen, let's talk. Let's talk about how amazing everybody is. And I was really assessing recently our approach to Huddle. I'm like, how can we optimize? Like, what can we do to make sure we're hitting the notes? And I was like, even though I think people learn so differently, and there's a lot of people who've never been coached before, and or haven't had the right associations to coaching. So sometimes I'm like, wait, like the style I had with the coaches that I dealt with, I had so much trust in them, one, two, conditioning in the process, that I was used to getting like hyper direct feedback. And I needed like 9 parts feedback and 1 part acknowledgement, because I just had such deep trust. So I didn't need a ton of acknowledgement to feel good, to trust them. I needed some. Like, we all want acknowledgement. But I was like, listen, I just want to learn. And I was spending some time talking to Tyler, my son. Many of you know him. And he's gone on this like odyssey of chess insanity. There's like deep practice, like container of deep practice beyond anything that very few things I've ever seen before. And he loses a lot. And his like rise, there's a very objective, we talk about heart and math, there's a very direct objective system of measurement on different chess websites. And actually we're active and live, so give me a second here.
All right. So there's all of these assessments that exist very objectively, numerically on these chess websites. And on these chess websites, they give you a score against the curve of the world, like where you stand amongst chess players. And his rise, as I've mentioned to you before, has been unbelievably dramatic. And by the way, I'm not bragging, because sometimes I'm like, is this a really great use of Tyler's time? Like, is this zone action for like the future of his life? So I'm not like, yay, this is all great. I'm very proud of him. Am I in assessing like optimal zone action? Maybe, right? Not sure, right? So this isn't like, only, it's not told for the tale of his acceleration or where things stand. It's told for the deep practice lesson and also a self-assessment tool for you. So in this process, there is nobody telling him, probably besides me and the system, where he stands. And there is a lot, again, of negative feedback. He played like this international. So first of all, his rise has been unprecedented. He started playing chess much later in life. You're allowed to see the curve of like progression of people, but because of self-mastery, because of process mastery, his number has unprecedentedly risen, right? And it's not because we're born smart. It's not because we're born a chess player. It's all deep practice. And he's the first one to say there's plenty of 10-year-olds in the world that could beat him, right? And so, and he plays a grandmaster not long ago, an international grandmaster. And it's the guy is a streamer, chess streamer. 125,000 people have seen the game. And the guy tore Tyler up and tore him apart and was mocking him like the entire time. And so was the entire crowd, right? So, and he laughed at it. He had fun with it, and he came back and wanted to play again and get beaten again and fail better next time. So since he's played another international grandmaster, which is like, 10th degree black belt in the space of chess, There's like 3,000 grandmasters in the world. That would be the equivalent of playing like in the NFL or the NBA, right? And he lost, but he lost better. He lost better. And so for Ty, he doesn't need a bunch of acknowledgement. He gets what deep practice equals. So I am present to the reality though. And by the way, he played youth sports. He played in the most brutal environment imaginable, suboptimal. As a dad, it breaks my heart when I think about it. I didn't see some of the things, but when he was 10, 11, 12 years old, he played an elite club baseball team that taught him a ton, but it was also horrifically, insanely emotionally like painful. It was like aggressive, alpha, ego, significance, brutalizing of people through how they spoke to each other, what they did, and that's not who he was. So 2 points. Point number one is, right, if you've never been through anything like that, then there may be a different continuance of how much acknowledgement, hugging, positivity you would need than, let's say, Tyler, right? On the one hand. The second point is, I don't know. I don't know how to assess, like, was it good or bad? Because I don't think anything is good or bad. I think that process was phenomenal and awful at the same time. And it was awful because it caused unnecessary pain. It probably caused some unnecessary wounding. And it also made him incredibly able to survive in the face of enormous amounts of rejection and brutalization that caused him to now be able to play an international grandmaster in chess, get whooped up, have 125,000 people see it with this guy mocking him, because this guy's like the Howard Stern of chess, if you will, mocking him, and it bringing him forward for more, right? So encapsulation, we're going to have even more acknowledgement and access. The less acknowledgement we need over time is better for us. So it's better for me if I don't need acknowledgement, because if we get addicted to, well, not addicted, the more acknowledgement we need, the more we're at effect of outside sources for driving our self-mastery forward. So just like a quick check-in, like, how much acknowledgement do you need? How much failing better can you tolerate? How much failing better can you accept? Because the more, and we don't believe there's anything such thing as failure, but the lack of success better each time, the lack of getting our outcome each time and improve. Adam Gugino is a lunatic. That brother is like a don't get the outcome and make it better next time machine. Every time. It's how he built Momentum Solar. That's how Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook. It's how Amazon became Amazon. It's when I was building my first law firm, how it happened, because for every one thing that worked, 25 things didn't. 25 things didn't. Wanted to quit every day. All that said, let's acknowledge you're here. You're here. Congratulations for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the attention. Thank you for the energy. Like, mastery is present and available to you because you're here. No being here, no mastery. Not happening. The consistency of your being here. Or if your first day back in a while, welcome back. Congratulations for being here this morning. And just for a second, let's like breathe it in and let us be present to the fact that we're just here together. And Bella, thank you for being here. I am proud of you for being here. I am grateful for you being here. Adam, thank you. Fernando, thank you. All of the folks in the movement, all the internal Unblinded team, thank you for being here. Thank you for Rob Gill, for Bella, for Diana, for Gina, for Paul Criscuolo, for Jessica, for Jill. Welcome to the party, Jill. New teammate at Calgi Enterprises, which relates to Unblinded, Calgi Law, Fit to Exit, Epic, all the things, Align, everyone for the recruitment, the bringing aboard of team and people. All of those things happening. Welcome, Jill. And thank you again for your mindset, all of you, for your openness. You're here because you want more money and or you want it in more time efficiency and or you want more magic in your life. And for that, massive gratitude. So let's kick it to Fernando. Fernando, what's a quick acknowledgement of somebody or everybody here that we haven't shared yet today?
What is a quick acknowledgement? Well, first and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge the movement for their speed of mastery within the Mastery and Elite Telegram. Like Richard sharing wins, Beth sharing wins, the camaraderie, can never say that word, that is infinitely present there is incredible. Like the squad that has built in Florida, that WhatsApp group is constantly on fire, dinging all the time. And it's really beautiful to see. An acknowledgement that I would like to share from the team that maybe we haven't said specifically is Chaz's leadership when it comes to Miles and Vince. Every single time Miles and Vince, show up, come together, you can tell there's massive cohesion and that they must speak often and that leadership is present because they know things that are shocking. And the only way they know things is if they're being shared, acknowledged, and led. And obviously, I know I'm not doing it, and I'm pretty certain Sean and Adam are not doing it. So Chaz, incredible job in leading that team, the unsung heroes of the Unblinded Tech team, as their names may not be brought up as often. And we would certainly not have the measuring, monitoring, and managing optics if it was not for Adam's genius and Chaz Collective's ability to actually make it happen. So thank you, Chaz Tedesco.
Yeah, and thank you, Chaz, for that, and Vince, Miles, for the energy you're hitting stuff with, what you're doing, Matt, what you're working on, becoming unblinded, 7 days to becoming unblinded, ready to be unpacked shortly, extraordinary. So thank you, Fernando. Bella, any acknowledgement that you would like to share about anybody in particular, movement overall, anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, just the movement overall, like hearing on the 7 a.m. call with all of your ecosystem partners and how much was moved forward. And, it just felt like after all of your hours and hours and hours of calls this weekend with all of your different ecosystem partners, like so much came together and it's incredible to see.
Can I ask you one quick question? I'm sorry. I think there was a misplaced why. So you said who's ecosystem partners?
What do you mean? What?
You said something blank ecosystem partners, and I think there was a misplaced letter Y. Whose ecosystem partners were we meeting with this weekend?
Like all of the Calgi Law enterprises, like with Calgi Law and
Can I help
all
her?
of the unblinded.
Bella, you said your instead of our.
Oh, well, I wasn't part of any of those calls this weekend.
Adam,
no.
Help.
You said your partners instead of our partners.
Was Bella part of those calls this weekend?
Of course, everybody. Well, yes. The answer is whether she was on the calls or not, she was still very much a part of them.
I mean, you guys spent many hours on the phone, and I guarantee you I was not on any of those. Like you guys put in a lot of time this weekend, and just like hearing in the 7 a.m. call, the amount of things that came together and gelled and the alignment that happened, it was just like it's absolutely extraordinary. And I spent some time rewatching like old Unblinded videos and Sean Calgi videos, and just it's a continued reminder of one, just how far the whole movement has come, and it's absolutely extraordinary. And so it's just I'm just acknowledging the entire ecosystem, because it wouldn't be what it is without everyone that's here. So
thank you, and going back into it, So Rob Gill was not on any of those phone calls either. So Rob Gill wasn't, Fernando wasn't on most of those phone calls. And the driving forward though was for Rob, for you, Bella, for David Rush, for Patricia Morse, for Lena, and it admittedly at different levels and in different ways. But the directness of the outcome for our direct ecosystem merger partners, which you are absolutely one of, and Rob is, of what we created this weekend, the purpose of this weekend was because you have the right word. It's just magical. Align sales.
Yeah.
The people we spoke to this weekend were not aligned. So this was a weekend of creating alignment where there was not alignment. And so stage one of alignment is you are aligned, Rob is aligned. This was a series of phone calls where there was some degree of misalignment on the macro level. The next round of all this is where the micro alignment comes in, and it starts this week with the Knights of the Round Table meeting. So Bella, would you do us the honor of joining the Knights of the Round Table meeting? Because
yes, of course. And I think maybe that's exactly what I was saying is that's what I took away from the 7 a.m. call is everything that was moved forward this weekend, the impact that has on the entire movement. And that's what I was attempting to say. Cause the 7 a.m. team call felt more connected, aligned, heard from people that, don't normally hear from. And so it had that, the 7 a.m. meeting had a different connective, I think even Adam said it, connective tissue. And so that's more of what I was acknowledging is, the hours that you guys spent this weekend and how it does impact the entire movement. Cause it feels like a shift, a shift in the universe, a shift in the ecosystem, a shift in it. And Patricia used a big word over the weekend, but I'm forgetting. But it feels like a shift, a massive, yeah. So that's what I was acknowledging because. Yeah.
And as the week progresses, we're going to be announcing, and it's going to be a little bit still, the relaunching of the world of the 10 by 10. And that we needed to construct a bunch of things, including the real raw process. But the 10 by 10, the power of it, this Knights of the Round Table meeting is going to be the model of what a 10 by 10 looks like. And I'll be running it. And it's going to be with our ecosystem partners. And it's going to be part of a 10, part of a 100 model of that. So this mechanism is going to be designed not to generate massive quantities of relationship, but the highest quality, most accountable, most fun and magical, most powerful relationships for everybody here. So thank you for that beautiful acknowledgement, Bella, received. And I can't wait. And we will have Knights of the Round Table meeting number 1 coming up this week. And just the efficiencies, we had a long meeting with Fred Pinto and Michael Smikin this weekend. And these are people I love and care about. Michael is, I've trained Michael for 12 years. And the conversations over the weekend in our 4.5 hour block, probably 4 hours and 15 minutes, because I think we maintain time integrity quite nicely. And Fred did an amazing job with a beautiful itinerary. The outcome was oh yeah, that makes sense. And it's why are we doing stuff over here and why are we doing stuff over there? Why are we not bang? And it was a beautiful unlocking. And we'll talk more about this as the week progresses, leading into this weekend's virtual immersion. And Tony Robbins, by the way, UPW said, there are 3 ways, 3 things that have to happen to create the results you want. 1, model. 2, you need an immersion. immersive experience and immersion. And 3, you need an interval of check-in. And he went through a whole discussion about how he became an incredibly successful polo player, having never played polo before. This weekend is the immersion in the formula. It is the immersion. It's modeling immersively. And then we have our periodic check-ins, which are very often every day on different things, but periodic interval check-ins immersively. This weekend is a massive immersion. Cannot wait for it. AG, final for today.
So to the past, present, and future of Caligie Law, and without what you created, obviously with Caligie Law and all of those team members, I would not be here today. Unblinded would not be here today. And I would be remiss not to mention their support and what we accomplished this weekend. I think was absolutely massive, and looking forward to one of the deepest mergers that we have together. So thank you, team, and Caligie Law, for all you do, all you've done, and all we're going to do together in the future.
And we are better together than apart. We are better together than apart. That's the bottom line. So love you guys. Happy Mastery Monday. We will be ecosystem merging live in real time on Clubhouse today. Again, multiple ecosystem merger examples happened on Friday, picking up there today. Bella picks it up at 9:30 a.m. every day, 9:30 to 10 on Clubhouse. Bring your sales team, bring your sales people, bring yourself for distinctions in objection handling, sales training dynamics, influence the formula, all of it happening 9:30 to 10 every day in Clubhouse. And we didn't even talk about what happened on Friday night. We'll talk about that on Clubhouse this morning for the massive ecosystem merging and all of the network created through Clubhouse, through Chaz, through Adam. Thank you, Peter Swain, as source tip-off for acquiring massive acceleration. And we'll talk more about that on Clubhouse today. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Hit it, Chaz.